Good morning. This is Bang Bang Ray Hill. I just had this guy, this prison officer, the warden or whatever he is, or medical screw, yeah, saying to me that in 1990s, he went a strange ways riot. He was there. He went to court and gave evidence against the screws and their violence, and he got reprimanded and all this, that, and the other. Yeah. Anyway, so then I was thinking to myself, yeah, but this is 1990, mate. What happened between 1970s to 1990? That's 20 years. That's a lot of 20 years. That's a lot of, do you know what I mean? So how many people in 20 years have you jabbed up and have you buckled up and put in a block and things like that? You know, I mean, we all know everybody later on in their life says they're sorry for things they did. Yeah? Me also. I've done a lot of bird, mate. 26 and a half years in prison, you know, and I'm sorry for what I did because I've gone backwards in my life instead of forwards, lost everything, and come out, and now I'm going forward again with a book and letting people know my life story. Yeah, but in a way, which is, I mean, I phoned up quite a few of my friends to tell them to check your book out. Yeah, to check your book out and also to check the podcast out and to listen to you. Yeah, a lot of them come out with a lot of abuse, mate, to this guy, and I can't blame them. I mean, that's what one said to me. But it's right talking about the strange ways. What about the 20 years or the 20 odd years that he's missed out, that he's done, that he's talking about? That's a different thing altogether. But one did say something to me, yeah, which in a way is quite positive, yeah. It's quite positive that young men, young kids that are out there stabbing people and doing all sorts of things and are going to get nicked, yeah. He said the positive thing is this: if those kids and young men, mostly, they could even be looking at this podcast, please God they are, yeah, and looking at his podcast and to see what can happen in prison to people that go in prison that think they are big time Charlie potatoes. You know, we've all been there, mate. I've been there. You can't win a system. It's a system that is there to beat you and to well, it does. It beats you when they do the things that he's on about, what he's done. Yeah. So kids and young men that are watching his podcast, that might be some sort of deterrent. Yeah. That might be some sort of deterrent. He's gone about this the wrong way. Yeah. He's gone about this the wrong way. If he'd have gone about this the right way and said, this is to warn kids and towards young men, anybody really, not to go in prison because this is what's going to happen to you. This is a deterrent. And believe me, it would be a deterrent. It is maybe a deterrent for some kids that watch that, yeah? You know, I personally, I think it's a good podcast as a deterrent, but he ain't doing it like that. You've got to tell kids, mate, and you got to tell young men. There's no point in just coming out in bits and pieces saying this. I've buckled up him. I've jabbed him up. He was an arsehole. He's this, he's that, and the other. It's no good, mate. You've got to let kids see. You know, you've got to tell them this is what happens. This is what can happen to you. You can be forced to have sex with men. You know what I mean? You've got to tell them that. You can be forced to do this. You can be forced to do that. Because at the end of the day, all what happens, you also get forced to do things with screws. You do realise that, don't you? Many screws sexually abuse kids and sexually abuse young men. It happens. I've seen it happen. It happens where they go in with them and they're doing things to them. It happens 24/7. It's more like happening now. You got screws going there that are gay, that like, watch this, do that, do this, do that to them. Listen, I done a podcast, yeah, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, with two girls that come out of prisons. They was in, drugs and this, that and the other, prostitution. And they're telling me that they're having sex with prison officers in there, men officers and women officers. So it's going on 24. They're worse than us. They're worse than us in lots of ways. Because if you don't give in to them, this is what happens. You're going to get drugged up and bashed up, and then they can take advantage of you, do whatever they want to do to you, which they do. Yeah. So this guy, this medical officer or medical screw, has got to tell kids, has got to tell young women, has got to tell young men. This is a deterrent. What I'm saying is a deterrent to you. Yeah. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Radio. Please press the like button and subscribe, and please look at it like that. Yeah. All right. Take care. Bye bye.